New York City has a new mayor, Zohran Mamdani, the 34-year-old progressive leader who made history as the city's first Muslim mayor. But behind this landmark victory stands a woman who's remained largely away from the spotlight, his wife, Rama Dwaji, a Syrian-American artist whose vision, design sense, and conviction quietly shaped his campaign and public image. We unpack how Dwaji's creative instincts and activism played a pivotal role in Mamdani's journey, from assemblyman from Queens to the mayor of America's largest city. At his victory rally in Brooklyn, Mamdani quoted socialist leader Eugene Debs, saying, "I can see the dawn of a better day for humanity." As he thanked New Yorkers for their faith in his movement, he also turned to his wife and said, "There is no one I would rather have by my side in this moment and in every moment." That moment captured what many within his campaign had known all along. Rama Dwaji wasn't just a partner. She was a creative force steering his vision. Originally from Damascus, Syria, Rama Dwaji moved to New York in 2021 after graduating with a BFA in Communication Design from Virginia Commonwealth University. She's known for her bold, politically charged art that explores identity, resistance, and injustice, often through a pro-Palestinian lens. Her illustrations are deeply emotional and unapologetically political. In one of her widely shared animations, a young Palestinian girl holds an empty pot marked "Not a Hunger Crisis." Moments later, the message shifts. It is deliberate starvation. Through such works, Dwaji uses art to confront global injustice head-on. Dwaji's work has been featured in The New Yorker, BBC, Apple, Spotify, and London's Tate Modern. She's built a following of over 2 lakh on Instagram, a digital community that responds to her mix of art, empathy, and politics. In interviews, she has said, "An artist's duty is to reflect the times. Art is inherently political. Even creating beauty amid horror is an act of resistance." That belief, say those close to Mamdani, influenced the mood and messaging of his campaign, visual, hopeful, and people-centric. Their story, like their politics, is modern and unconventional. Mamdani and Dwaji met on the dating app Hinge, with Mamdani later joking, "There's still hope in those apps." By October 2024, they were engaged. A post from Mamdani showed Dwaji wearing a ring, captioned "Light of My Life." Earlier this year, they tied the knot in a quiet civil ceremony at the New York City clerk's office, a building Mamdani called Public Goods Personified. Their wedding photo went viral, the two seated in a subway car, bouquet in hand, surrounded by indifferent commuters. Simple, symbolic, and quintessentially New York. Throughout Mamdani's mayoral campaign, Dwaji stayed off camera. No TV appearances, no interviews, and barely a mention of politics on her social media. But behind the scenes, she was pivotal. She helped define his campaign's brand identity, finalizing the fonts, colors, and visual aesthetic of his yellow, orange, and blue materials. She also advised on social media strategy, helping shape Mamdani's growing digital presence, a crucial factor in reaching younger progressive voters. Friends say her design sensibility gave the campaign its grassroots human touch, blending protest art with political communication. While she has avoided the limelight, Dwaji's presence is widely felt within Mamdani's circle. Friends describe her as graceful but fierce, someone who grounds them emotionally and intellectually. One friend, Hassan Badi, even called her the modern-day Princess Diana, admired not for glamour, but for her empathy and quiet conviction. As New York prepares for Zohran Mamdani's swearing-in on January 1st, attention turns to Rama Dwaji, the city's new First Lady. Will she continue to use art as activism or take on a new public role? For now, her influence is already visible in the tone of her husband's campaign, in the aesthetic of his message, and in the belief that politics, like art, can be both radical and compassionate. That's how Rama Dwaji helped shape one of the most talked about political victories of the year. For more such explainers and global stories,